Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back down under the mat. We are here in Madison Square Garage around the pool table of relevancy. This is Mr. Dan Danielson. I'm Roddy Reece. We are here to talk about all things professional wrestling. It's been a hell of a week. This is our second podcast this week because we did one.
Yeah, we did.
Just after Raw. We changed our routine up a little bit. Recorded just after Raw. So we're not going to be talking about that too much today. We'll talk about SmackDown.
We'll talk a bit of fallout from Raw.
Yes,
though.
fallout from Raw. We'll start with that. We'll talk some SmackDown. NXT Halloween Havoc was today, so we'll touch on that as well. And just a couple of interesting news topics coming out this week. So kicking off, as mentioned, fallout from Raw. I think the major thing that we want to discuss is the Yeet man himself, Jey Uso. Yeet, or as WWE YouTube channel would say, no yeet. Because the top three... I'm still proud of that one.
That's very
I'm still proud of that one. WWE's top three most disliked videos on YouTube this year. Number one, Jey Uso becoming world champion at WrestleMania 41. 111,000 dislikes.
I think that's probably the harshest of the three.
Probably. I feel like we had all expected it by that stage.
Oh, absolutely. He won the Rumble. He was going to beat Gunther. Like, it kind of all made sense. Also,
the story was there.
Correction to our video from last week. We apologise. The Cody is not winning 3 Royal Rumbles in a row.
Yeah.
We forgot Jay won this year. We blanked it out of our brains completely.
Erased it. It was gone. No yeet. Ever happened.
But Cody can still get 3 WrestleManias in a row against
Steve
Roman. And, all that sort of fun stuff. So, obviously, sorry. Let us know in the comments what else we screw up in this video.
Yeah.
Because we're happy to take all your feedback.
I sounded so certain too. I was like, 3 in a row.
You're so
I literally
determined.
just like erased Jey Uso from my memory.
And then the second it goes up on TikTok, people are like,
first comment within
boys.
like half an hour. Boom. Jey Uso won the Rumble this year. I was just like,
oh yeah, he did too.
Yeah, win some, you lose some, you know?
So first most disliked video is him winning at Mania.
Yeah, 111K. Number 2 is Jey Uso defeating Austin Theory with 89,000 dislikes.
And that was the one that was in like 6 seconds or something, wasn't it? Like,
within 1 minute is stated as with these facts.
Yeah,
I can get that.
That was a crappy match. That was a crappy burial of Austin Theory, and again, Jay with a terrible
I feel like we have not seen him since.
No, I think he had a main event match was the last thing he did. And then
the study needs to be...
skis.
The downfall needs to be studied.
You're saying that you're blaming Jay for Austin Theory disappearing?
No, I'm blaming Triple H.
Well,
I'll actually throw the blame at Triple H for that. And then the third most disliked, just after a couple of days, 84,000 dislikes on Jey Uso's Battle Royal win on Raw.
I wonder if that's going to go up. It's probably more than that now.
Well, I feel like, because these stats would have come out,
I think I posted
Thursday, Friday? Yeah. Australian? So like 48 hours after Raw. Having 84,000 dislikes compared to a video from a few months ago, like nearly having the same count. That's kind of wild. I feel like this might reach the WrestleMania dislikes level.
Yeah, and I think
we haven't gone back to check it.
But I also haven't fact-checked this against the amount of likes on the video. So you can't tell the ratio for it. It's a lot of dislikes, and a lot of people didn't like this moment.
We're just narrowing down the topic on one specific thing, like classic media outlets.
Absolutely, that's what you've got to do. Controversy makes cash.
Yeah.
But I think Jay winning this battle royal, like we discussed on our last podcast, is the logical choice if you're having Punk win.
Which we all thought was going to happen.
Well,
but some interesting theories coming around.
Discourse going around.
I'll start with mine because I feel like yours is a little better, as per fucking usual. So I've started seeing theories and people talk about the fact that Jay is going to be winning this match at Saturday night's main event next week.
Would that make him a 3-time World Heavyweight Champion just this calendar year? But he beat Gunther.
Yeah, and then he lost it back to Gunther.
But then didn't he win it again?
No, because Gunther lost it to Punk. Come on, your boy Punk beat Gunther at SummerSlam.
Yeah, right. And then Seth cashed in.
Yeah,
right.
Come on.
So he'll be 2-time World Champion this year.
Yes, which...
Still pretty good.
If you can do it, congrats to Jey Uso. But the main thing that's accompanying this rumor of Jey Uso winning is for them to run back Jimmy versus Jay, which I just like, no, please no. And this is solely so they can get some redemption for that match at WrestleMania.
It can't be worse than the first one.
It really can't. It really can't. So I mean, it's probably not bad in its entirety if that does happen, potentially. I'm not going to want that or will that into existence. But I'm going to pass it over to Dan because the news articles that he's seen.
Yeah, I'll pump up your theory first though, because I've seen that idea, and I've seen the idea that Jay wins it, and then Roman comes out and says, "See, you listen to me, you get the title, you're following the right path, tribal chief, all that sort of stuff," and then Jay starts to feel like he's a bit more Roman-esque and keeps doing the Roman style of things. Jimmy doesn't like that, and then that's when Jimmy and Jay start feuding a bit more, and then they finally turn on each other, and then
I want Jay to do the turning. I know that he's the Yeet man, right? I know that he's the Yeet man, but I feel like Jay having the edge in this feud
and Jimmy having the Christian.
Sure. But like Jimmy essentially like being the underdog, the one who's got to come from below.
Yeah.
He's been attacked and he has to fight his brother, but he necessarily may not want to. He just wants to get his old brother back.
Well, but that's the story that they told in the Bloodline 4 years ago with Jay against Roman. So it works if you tell that story with Jimmy versus Jay.
Yep.
I just don't know how invested we all are, and if that's going to go from now through to Mania and stuff, then I don't want to see that.
I don't want them to
give them maybe
until Mania.
Give them a Royal Rumble match so that they're both not in the Rumble. That's cool. But yeah, I don't really want to see that feud go for too long between the two brothers because it just doesn't. It never worked between the two of them when they were feuding. But the other theory, and probably the other prominent discourse that most people online are thinking about this match with Jay and Punk at Saturday Night's main event, and we will talk about our predictions for the show later on the podcast, is that there will be no winner. It will be a no contest because the Bronze B&B security will come down and destroy the match. I don't want that because, like you said, I don't think it makes sense to have a vacant title for several months.
Yeah.
Like how do you do that on your TV show without a champion? Am I more okay if Jay wins and then they destroy them and then you go back to Jay versus Braun again because you had some good matches with those two for the IC title last year? Do you go through with Punk winning and then he gets destroyed by Braun and then you have Punk against Breakker at some point? I'm more okay if they come through and beat down post-match after there's a winner rather than them influence the finish. But one of the online rumors, and one that I think is a tasty story if you want to play with it, is that the match goes for 15 minutes. No one's really on top. Punk, Jay sort of going with each other.
Starting to come to that crescendo where the finish is nearing.
And then Breakker just comes out and spears them both. And then Bronson comes out and tsunamis everybody. Yeah. And then the whole match is thrown out. And then Adam Pearce loses his mind.
And so does Nick Aldis.
And then,
for some reason.
Yeah, Nick well, he's
he's there. He's backstage.
Yeah, they're just both.
He'll be there.
What's going on? We're commissioners. This shouldn't be happening. And then you go back to Raw and Breakker then says, look, I told you that this should have been our title. It should have been given to the Vision. And if you're not going to give it to me, I'm not going to let anyone else take it. And then eventually you book a fatal four-way between Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, Jey Uso, and CM Punk. Now, first of all, you think, that doesn't make sense. Like, Bron and Bron are tag partners. Like, they wouldn't fight against each other. And no, they won't. It'll essentially be a 2-on-1v1.
Yeah.
But then when you're in the middle of that match, there's got to be a point where Jay and Punk are like, look, we've kind of got to work together again. I don't like you, you don't like me, but we're going to have to.
No, I have to.
And then they'll get to a point where, Punk hits a GTS on Breakker and there's a 1-2 and then Jay breaks the pin. You're like, hang on a minute.
The classic spot.
And then Breakker will hit spears and then Bronson will break the pin and Breakker will be like, no. I'm the one. I'm the leader of the Vision now. And then Bronson's like,
Bronson's at least got to try and have an opportunity to get that championship for himself. Whether he does succumb to Breakker's authority at one point, which I do think is good for the long term. I don't know whether they'll dissolve the Vision just yet. But having maybe that just for this match and then be like Bronson on the next Raw after Breakker's champion or Punk's champion, whatever.
Or,
Bronson could be like, hey, man, I was out of line. I saw gold. I wanted to take an opportunity and I'm sorry. And then they can just move on from that.
Heyman can talk some sense into him during the match or something and then they side together. And that'll eventually lead to the turn of Bronson onto Breakker at some point. Because the whole point of this Vision story was building the huge babyface breakout of Bron Breakker on Seth Rollins.
Yep.
If you can't have that now, maybe you have it of Bronson Reed on Bron Breakker.
Yeah. And I feel like because we already discussed on the podcast earlier this week about Seth Rollins needing to face Bron Breakker when he returns.
Yes.
And Bron Breakker needing to be champion at that stage. I think whenever that happens, whenever it is, like maybe post WrestleMania, Breakker's finally hit the mountaintop. He's got the title. He's still with Bronson Reed. You go through that, try and do the redemption arc for Seth Rollins. He fails. And then that's where Bronson tries to take his opportunity. And then you've got Bronson and Bron. After that attack, Bron's become the face because he's been attacked by Bronson. And then, boom, you've got a monster heel for Bron to have as his first defense as a face.
Yeah, I think realistically, looking at tying this back to that original point around the dislikes for Jay winning the Battle Royal, I think WWE and Triple H have to see we don't want Jay as the champion. And if that was your plan, if you're like, shit, Seth's injured, we can put it on Jay, he's reliable, the crowd loves him, he sells good merch, let's just give it to him.
So does Punk, though.
I agree. But if that's their plan and they're seeing all this discourse now and there's like that, the photo, I don't know if you saw it, editor Luke hopefully can find it and put it here. The picture of Bron Breakker and that walking out of the stadium or the ring with the belt on in that old grainy like 90s photo where it looked like...
That looks money, dude.
He was like the champion of the Attitude Era. It was like Bron Breakker versus Stone Cold. Like that photo looks so good. And I think everyone else is like, you know what? Yeah, I want to see that. I want that title on his shoulder. So
it looks good and it looks right.
I think maybe that, look, if they want to just tease us around and see what the crowd reaction was to Jay, what it was to Bron, they weren't too sure to pull the trigger straight away because of the injury.
Yeah.
Do the no finish, then have it at Survivor Series. That way you don't have to try and book some messed up Vision
versus CM Punk / Roman Reigns captained team and blah, blah, blah.
Because that would be a mess. Now that you've lost Seth, you've lost Jacob Fatu, like there's parts of that match missing. I think it's now going to be too messy to try and sticky tape what you have left together.
Yeah, I feel like with what they've got going over on SmackDown the last couple of weeks with the Wyatts, with the Wyatts and MFT, it looks like that's going to be the War Games replacement.
Don't care.
I know you don't care, but...
Like, not in the slightest.
You know what? Maybe it'll be 4v4.
No, it's going to be 5v5 because you know who they're putting with the Wyatts?
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Shinsuke.
Doesn't make sense. Let's move on.
Oh, no, but he's got face paint. I hate it. I don't want that match at all. I reckon whenever that match, if they do book that match, when we live stream War Games, I'm going to the toilet. Entire match.
That will be Dan's toilet break match. Seems like the MFT are just trying to stay relevant with bringing that new face paint in to tie back to their GOD stuff in New Japan. Speaking of other people trying to stay relevant, Bill Goldberg has...
What a segue.
Again, yeah, I fucking teed that up, man. I was like, how do I transition? Goldberg has, again... And I feel like we're back in 2024 talking about Cody Rhodes winning 3 Rumbles in a row and Goldberg shitting on Asuka again.
Just after LA Knight's wedding.
Like, are we kidding ourselves? Like, why is he still going along?
Well, the annoying thing to me, like, obviously
that girl.
The big part of Goldberg's history with WCW was his streak, right?
Yeah, I get that.
And it's a big part of his character, and I understand. And when every podcast under the sun gets to interview him and talk to him, they're going to talk about the streak. But the fact that he keeps calling Asuka that girl, like, you know who Asuka is. You've wrestled her. She's responded to you on Twitter several times. I'm sure most of the other podcast people that you've talked to have told you it was Asuka who beat your thing. And she's probably one of the best women's wrestlers in the world and has been for a very long time.
Hold on, I'm just trying to find what the podcast was again. Keep talking.
So to me, that's a cheap pop, A, from the podcast to get Goldberg to have that comment again.
Yes.
B, for us to then talk about said comment because that's what it's done. It's rage baited everybody.
It's working.
But just move on with your life, Goldberg. You're retired now. Like, stop calling Asuka that girl. If you don't appreciate
respect
that a woman beat your streak, then A, that's small penis syndrome for you, right? But secondly, Asuka's not a bad wrestler. Like, if this was Maxine Dupree or something, or it was like a really horrible gimmick, sure. But Asuka, the Empress of Tomorrow, when she had that undefeated streak, she was one of the best wrestlers in the world.
In the ring. Yeah, absolutely. The podcast was Real Talk with Mike Burke.
Good for Mike Burke.
Podcast platform that, like us, has less than 1,000 subscribers. So make sure you like and subscribe and help us get there.
Chuck it in the comments if you would like us to interview Goldberg and tag him so that we can get a chat with Goldberg. Because then I'll tell him he has small penis syndrome and he'll probably kill me.
If he can find us. You can't find Madison Square Garage, Bill Goldberg. The whole reason why I wanted to bring this up was to actually go through Asuka's
response.
So bear with me. It's a big paragraph, so I'll get there eventually. Goldberg's comments about me are all over the news right now, but honestly, I'm not bothered by it at all. What he said came from his own perspective, and that's fine. So there's really no need to make such a big deal out of it. Listen to my philosophy. It's not about what I accomplish, it's about what I try to create. Philosophy and vision, that's where the real value is. I don't find meaning in anything without beauty. I've achieved every record, every title, but those are just milestones. What really matters is opening a new era, creating the moment that separates before Asuka and after Asuka. Having the power to change an era, that's where true value and beauty exist. I don't chase records or championships. They're the ones that come to me. There's not enough art in this world. Clown emoji.
That is a very, very great statement from a very good tag team wrestler.
Absolute class statement from Asuka.
From a tag team wrestler.
Hey, give her some respect. She's got all the accolades she
Kabuki
she
Warriors. Yeah.
I love how you're still trying to slander Asuka after defending her.
I'm not slandering her. I'm slandering you for thinking that she wasn't a tag team wrestler. Kabuki Warriors, mate. They called out Charlotte and Alexa. It's going to happen on Raw this week.
Good on ya.
They're going to win the tag title.
For that 4 or 5 weeks, I was
glory.
right, okay?
Yeah,
she was in the Queen of
sunset.
the Ring final, and I was like, yeah, she's not a tag team wrestler. And then 2 weeks later, after losing, boom, Kabuki Warriors are back. It was inevitable. Inevitable. Moving along, I don't even know how to. Is it a good announcement? Is it an interesting announcement? Money in the Bank has been announced by WWE to be taking place September 6th, so 7th for us Australians, in 2026. So
it's about
in
2
New
months.
Orleans.
2 months after they normally do.
Yeah.
Which to me, I don't know. I don't know what that does.
A lot of people at the moment are just saying it's there to bolster the later half of the year. I really don't know what to think yet. It's caught us a bit off guard. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It is pouring down outside.
Yeah.
So it's hitting the door.
I think it's fine if it is there to bolster the second half of the year, make it a bit more relevant. But like that's also kind of when you had the King of the Ring sort of stuff too. So like I would have preferred to do King of the Ring later.
That?
The problem with that is not so much the pay-per-view itself, it's now the life cycle of the briefcase. It's now September to September. When it's July, when it's a couple of months or a month or two after Mania, like it makes that build up to WrestleMania, even when they haven't cashed in by then, much more exciting and anticipatory because you're wondering, they're running out of time. WrestleMania is the biggest show of the year. Like, are they going to cash in? Like Seth Rollins cash in of the century.
SummerSlam. Oh, well, yeah.
Cash of the century was at
one.
WrestleMania. It was brilliant. And that was because it was like, he tried for so long, you weren't sure when it was going to happen. He was running out of time.
He lost his match against Randy Orton earlier that day, so you thought for sure he's lost. He's not coming out to win.
Whereas now, they've got till September.
Yeah.
So WrestleMania now isn't, to me, a key point in that Money in the Bank life cycle because
that's the midpoint.
Yeah, you're halfway through. You've got heaps of time left.
Yeah.
So that, to me, is an interesting point as to how they do it. Admittedly, Triple H hasn't booked long Money in the Bank briefcase runs for a while, so does it mean that
I feel like for the past couple of years, all 6 of them, the last few years, have been within 6 months, apart from Damian Priest.
I think the longest, Damian Priest or Tiffany, because Tiffany held it till January.
Yeah.
Remember, she cashed
so then
in.
that would have been like 6 months or so.
Yeah.
So
it's
not bad.
Not huge.
But let him. One day I would love to see someone run out of time or have to cash in, or try and cash in on the last day, on the last day.
Yeah, cash in on the Money in the Bank.
How good would that be? Because you've got both world titles. You've got the US and the Intercontinental for both men and women. So you've got 4 championships right there for them to try and scramble their way around and try and cash in on that night.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fun.
That would be so much fun on a pay-per-view.
And you'd imagine having all of the champions like winning their match and then holding their title up and then instantly worrying that the cash in was going to happen.
Yeah. Genius.
Good storytelling, but they're not going to do it.
No.
I also think it's interesting for New Orleans because obviously they were the ones that were announced for WrestleMania by The Rock.
Yes.
And then it was taken away by Vegas.
Is this their consolation prize?
This was their consolation prize. Yeah. But I don't know if they were anticipating it to be pushed back till September. So interesting I'm just interested to see how it plays with the timeline.
Yeah. We'll move on. We'll start touching on Halloween Havoc that aired today. NXT, great pay-per-view.
They put on good shows. As much as I don't care about the product sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes they try and squeeze too much in the weekly show, and it can make it a bit of a schmozzle. But their pay-per-views, when they plan them right, and this was a 6-match card.
I think that's perfect. 6 to 7 matches to me is the perfect.
Because then you've got 2 per hour block, essentially. Yep. And it works out. The pacing is pretty good. To chew up some time in between, they did have like backstage interviews. Like Ethan Page got one before his match. Tatum Paxley and Izzy Dame had one before her match. So I think they get the pacing right. Leon Slater and Javon Evans versus La Parka and Mr. Iguana kicking off the show.
This was fun. I saw the highlights.
This was an absolutely blast match to watch.
I feel, though, I love Javon Evans. He's got to practice his big spots more.
Bro, I fucking wrote that down as a note. My note was Javon is perhaps too ambitious sometimes.
He's so... But, like, I love it.
Absolutely.
I love the fact that he's willing to try these spots. Because it was the same thing if you remember, when he had the match with Randy Orton on NXT.
Yes, correct.
Where he tried to go for, like, a jumping cutter into the RKO and they just missed it.
Yeah.
This spot, he kind of tried to do what... who was it? Was it Cody and Mello?
Yeah, the double
cutter.
springboard cutter thing.
They tried to do that, but instead of doing it side to side, it was one edge to the side, and they kind of went across each other.
Yeah.
Would have looked sick if they hit it.
Earlier in that match as well, another similar thing happened. I think it was La Parka was getting springboarded. Sorry, still recovering.
Yeah.
He was getting springboarded, and
He's dying over here. And they missed the spot. Yeah. It was from the highlights that I saw, it was really fun. I love all the spots with Mr. Iguana and with the iguana. What's the iguana called?
Yeska.
Yes, Yeska. Where it went to Leon Slater and then he threw it to the referee and he threw it back to Leon Slater and they were all just like,
dying.
That was fun part of the match. And obviously just having a match on WWE TV that was NXT, TNA, and AAA superstars.
That was another thing I noted.
Wild. So fun.
Having all that talent from all the different promotions in an opening match of the show.
Yeah.
Good work.
Really good way to set the tone of the night because being Halloween Havoc, you've got the Halloween sort of tone to it. La Parka is...
just coming out as a skeleton because that's what he does.
But he's so cool and like he's one of the most underrated.
His little like dancing antics with Javon to kick off the match.
Yep.
Hilarious. Loved it.
What was the next match?
Let me hope I don't die. I'm literally like
you're struggling
right now. It's because like I've been congested and stuff all week, so I've been coughing and clearing my throat a lot.
Right, okay.
There's just an irritation
now
at the back of my throat.
Locking yourself in a garage with me to get me sick. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
It's the back end. You'll be fine. Next match was the North American Championship match with the Day of the Dead match.
Okay.
First time ever happening in NXT.
Yep.
They had interesting lighting during the match. Like,
because this was Ethan Page versus who?
El Hero de Dr. Wagner Jr.
Oh, Dr. Wagner
I made sure I wrote it down so I said it properly this time. But think of your Bray Wyatt Fiend like red lit matches.
Okay. Yep.
Not that bad.
Okay, good.
So it was like green and purple lighting, but they were still
visible.
Adequately visible.
Yeah, right. Okay, cool. Good.
So I liked it because it brought a different sort of atmosphere to the ring, but you could still clearly see what they were doing. Okay. Whereas with those red light matches with the Fiend, couldn't see what the hell was going on.
Yeah, I agree.
They had chairs and bins and stuff out really early in the match.
Yep.
Ethan Page got busted open. Sort of the middle point to the match, something happened on the outside, but just before they did a stair spot where Wagner Jr. got thrown into the stairs, hip first.
Ooh, yep.
And he looked to be like limping.
Like he hurt himself.
Like really badly after that. Moving into sort of the finish, they had Ethan Page was on top and he literally like ripped Wagner Jr.'s mask off. So like tore it at the top of the eye seams and literally like, it's like he was skinning him, but it was his mask. It looked really cool because like he still had the bottom half of his mask like in place and intact.
Yeah.
So it was just like top half that was flopped off. So it kept his identity pretty hidden still, which was great. And man, there was a top rope Hurricane Rana from Wagner Jr. to Ethan Page onto one of the bins. Mm-hmm. Ridiculous. They set up in the corner. Wagner Jr. is up on the corner. There's a table there. Ethan Page is getting pounded, but he managed to get on top by twisting Wagner Jr.'s mask. Got on top,
again.
hits the twisted grin through the table for the win. So it was a really good match. I definitely recommend you go watch it. The lighting's really not that bad compared to some other matches that we've had. So don't let that diminish anything too much.
And then was it Zarya then?
Yeah, it was Zarya and Blake after that.
Unfortunate. Like, I liked the story that they tried to tell here with Sol being injured, and rather than relinquishing the belt, Zarya defending on her behalf. But I don't think they ever, unless they did on the commentary here, explained that if Zarya won this match, was Zarya the champion or was Sol still the champion?
So I believe there was a segment on NXT this week. Oh, I can feel it going again. Zarya specifically said, if I win, don't worry. On the other side of it, you'll still be champion.
Okay, so she would have defended on her behalf.
her behalf. Because I don't know if they've got the official assessment from Zolruka, but they don't think it's good, hence why they've had the defending on her behalf scenario. But that doesn't matter because Blake Monroe won.
Which I think is fair. Like she obviously, as Mariah May, had a fantastic feud with Toni Storm in AEW. She was one of their top female stars. I loved the comments. So I think I saw some photos during the week of John Cena down at the NXT Performance Center.
Yeah, he was there this week. He met with a few of the ladies.
And he met with her, and obviously she has said throughout her whole career that he was her biggest influence, and like she fangirled like no tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which is awesome for her, but also that she came out, I can't remember which podcast, but she came out and was talking to someone. I don't think it was with Busted Open, but it was someone else. And they pretty much was like, why are you not, straight to the main roster? Like you were the top star or one of the top stars in AEW. Why would you not? And she said, look, the NXT women's roster is so good. I need to earn my dues in that product. I also need to understand how that machine and how WWE works. And I think it's only fair that I go through and I learn that process without having to stress myself of going straight into like world title feuds.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very, very smart way to put it.
A very noble way to do it as well.
She's still mid-20s. She's still young.
She's got the world ahead of her, dude.
Absolutely she does. She's got a fantastic look, obviously. She's really good in the ring, and I think her character work is getting better now that you've sort of got over that initial I Dream of Jeannie sort of face part of it.
Yeah, as soon as she turned heel, it was like, here we go, we're getting proper Mariah.
And I think giving her a bit of a run with the title now and helping her through NXT, it's the same thing I feel like for Jordynne Grace, although I think Jordynne Grace now is done. I think she's ready to go.
They're teeing her up to face Kalani Jordan for the NXT, the TNA Knockouts Championship.
Oh, cool. We'll chuck it back to TNA then. Like, get her run that time. But, like, I think she doesn't need NXT anymore. NXT needs her. And I think Blake, give her 6 months and she'll be in the same spot.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This match, pretty good. Lots of back and forth to start off.
The heel turn of Sol Ruka in the middle of the match,
the heel turn.
So
those of you who have watched, Zarya had some shoulder injury that she was working on during the match.
Mm-hmm. Thrown into some steps after getting some Fujiwara armbars and shit during the match. So it was a weakened shoulder into the steps. Watching Sandy's clip back, I feel like he thought it was legit that she had like messed her shoulder up. And then as she's trying to get up, Sol's just like, oh, it's all right. Like, you'll be fine. And just like pushes her into the ring post. And then it's like, oh, heel turn. And then no. She's just like,
she has to pop the shoulder back in.
Magic. You fixed everything.
Gets back in, hits a couple of spears. They get back onto the outside at one point as well. Blake's coming around and Zarya's chasing her. And Blake trips up Sol Ruka. And she falls down.
Crutch,
yeah, she falls down. They both go back into the ring. Zarya gets back on top. I think she hit another spear. And then decided to roll out of the ring to check on Sol Ruka. Comes back in. Blake capitalizes. Hits the glamour shot DDT twice. 1, 2, 3.
Correct winner, I think.
Yeah.
As much as we love Zarya.
Yeah, that's what we said when this match initially got announced. It was like, yes, Zarya, what if she gets her first championship?
Delta's gonna kill you.
But no. Blake was the logical choice. And
agree. And my logic to you was, I don't think Zarya is a champion as a face. I think Zarya, once she turns heel, once Sol Ruka comes back And Zarya realizes all the work that she did for the last 6 months while Sol was recovering, and Sol just comes straight back in and gets the spotlight and gets the glory and gets the title, and Zarya gets nothing, and then she snaps and she turns on her. That's when Zarya will be good. Because she is a heel character. She's a monster heel. People love seeing her, but I think in that amount of women and the roster that NXT have, we as Australians, we love Zarya. Like, we've loved Delta when she was here.
Of course we
loved how she was, and everyone cheered her no matter what. But I don't think we matter to what NXT and what the broader WWE universe thinks of her, and I think she is a better heel. So I think once that happens, that's when Zarya will then go to the next level.
Yeah, absolutely. Next match, our NXT Women's Championship between JC Jane and Tatum Paxley.
Right.
Both factions at ringside, both heel factions, mind you.
So this is the cutting and the fatal influence.
Culling.
The culling.
Culling and fatal
Wasn't it the
influence.
cutting?
No.
They all hit cutters?
No.
No. It's Sean Spears, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right. I don't watch enough NXT
And then the
to
other
actually know who they are.
I still don't know who the other guy is.
Do you want me to Google it for you?
No.
No?
It's
Okay,
fine.
cool. We'll stick
It's
with it.
fine.
An Easy Dame, right?
Yeah, Izzy Dame's in the culling as well. And then I can't remember who the new lady is in Fatal Influence.
Oh, the one that got spoiled on TV when she interrupted and
Yeah.
then no one knew, was supposed to know it was her, but someone said it was her.
Can't remember.
I only saw really the finish of this match.
I thought the finish was pretty damn well done.
It was well done. I thought Izzy Dame taking that rolling elbow from JC Jane was she sold that really well. But also the probably 2 to 3 minutes before that, all the false finishes with the rolling things and stuff, really well done. Like these two wrestled a pretty good match.
And this was after both factions got sent out from ringside.
Which to me is like, that was the part of what I was watching I thought was stupid, was that like they were saying very clearly on commentary that they've both been banned from ringside. They were both sent backstage.
Yeah. But then they
just
start
walking back out. You're like, you don't.
No, because like I was watching it because they hadn't properly put the camera on the culling yet, because they came out first and it was just Sean Spears and the other dude. And I was like, where's Izzy?
Yeah, well,
what's Izzy going to be
sneaking
doing?
behind with the women's title.
Yeah, sneaking behind with the women's title. They've somewhat been teasing a little bit of dissension between Izzy and Tatum. I feel
that's
I
what
can't
they're
tell
trying to
whether
sell.
it's manufactured or not yet, but that's where like Izzy gets in the ring. She's got the title. You could tell like when Tatum turned around, she's like, shit, what's going to
Are
happen?
you going to hit me?
She gets out of the way. Izzy cops the rolling elbow. Back in the ring. Tatum gets on top. Hits
her
the
finish move.
cemetery drive. 1, 2, 3. A delayed 1, 2, 3. So that kind of buries JC too.
Because the ref,
The
was
ref
out of
took too long to get back in.
I didn't expect this title change, but I'm also not overly against it.
Yeah.
I think this is probably, like I said, that this part of the women's division in NXT, just give them a shot. Go for it. Why not?
Why not? And that was the thing. I saw Shawn Michaels did an interview during the week in the lead up to Halloween Havoc where he heaped praise on Tatum Paxley.
Yeah.
And it was after that I was like, oh, maybe they're going to do
He's
a little bit of a
foreshadowing.
title. Yeah, maybe a bit of foreshadowing. Because like Tatum has been there a long time, probably as long as JC, maybe.
Well, wasn't
longer or
she
something.
one of the first ones they were sending over to NXT? I mean, to TNA, when they started the TNA stuff?
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
going over there with Shotzi, I believe,
Yeah, I think so.
and doing all their weird Halloween stuff and like invading TNA. So like they've trusted her for a while. And,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
been there
keen
a
to
lot
see
longer too.
how it goes. I hope it's not a quick title change back.
Yeah. I feel like it'll be a couple of months and then Izzy will turn. Like
Yeah.
maybe get through a defense and then she's going to have to face Izzy.
Face Izzy Dame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I don't watch enough weekly NXT to know where the storyline progresses, because I assume that your next top women are Blake and Jordan. But if they're going for other titles, then I don't know who sits on the NXT women's, with
Yeah.
where Jada Parker is, what she's doing. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Lola Vice there too.
Yeah, a lot of
Stacked.
us has had so many times.
Stacked. Yeah. Well, she's one of the names that's been listed as potentially being called up to SmackDown sometime soon. Lola and Jordan are on that list, as well as Obafemi, I think.
Yeah,
I feel like Trick's pretty much at that stage now that he's lost the TNA title and he's now failed to regain the NXT championship.
I think Trick is WrestleMania, the Raw after Mania. Like Trick is pretty much locked in for me for next year.
Okay.
Same as Oba, but I think Oba maybe is the Tiffany Stratton run that she got this year, where she popped up in the Royal Rumble and then had a couple of matches and showed up a few times, then was made permanent.
Yeah.
I reckon that's Oba. I reckon Oba comes into the Royal Rumble and he has I'm gonna future book this already. You can record this, Reece, and clip it. Oba was going to debut in the Rumble, and he's going to eliminate Brock Lesnar.
That's fucking wild.
You're gonna have Brock in that Rumble, and he's gonna be like eliminating people and doing the Brock thing, and then you're gonna have Oba come out, and you're just gonna have these two mountains bang like face to face, and everybody else that's in that ring.
This is just gonna be like Brock and Keith Lee style from that.
100%. But they're gonna pull the trigger rather than what they did with Keith Lee, and Oba is going to throw out Brock Lesnar.
Love it. I'm on board. Let's go. Let's go.
Do that.
Next, the NXT Tag Team Title match with the Broken Hardys versus Dark State in a Broken Rules match. Which, like, as soon as you get out there, there is tables and chairs and ladders everywhere. So you know what's going to go down. They did have...
Jeff Hardy's going to try and kill himself over a ladder like he always does.
And it happened. They had the 3 tables set up with big spray paint and pumpkin. I did notice Jeff Hardy's face paint was very Fiend-esque. I feel like that was a bit of a nod.
Yep.
Picture right there. You look at that and tell me that's not the Fiend. You can't, because you're wrong.
I can tell you that that's actually Jeff Hardy.
Well, yeah. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. We had 5 table spots in this match.
Yeah.
Shit was crazy.
Considering 2 weeks ago at TNA, they had like a tables match, the last table against the Dudleys.
Yeah.
These boys are wild. And like, you're 50.
Yeah.
How are you doing this?
I want to talk about the table spots. First one we had was through one of the spray painted tables, which is a suplex to Cutler, take him out of the equation. He then got set back up. So as you're coming down the entrance ramp, they had tables stacked either side from post and the ladder. Matt Hardy does a leg drop off the ladder. Jeff does a swanton off the corner post. Ridiculous. We then had that horrible looking ladder bump that Jeff Hardy took off literally
Sick-looking ladder bump.
the tippy top of the 20-foot ladder through 2 tables because Osiris moved off the table because he was about to cop a swanton.
So that's the spot that I watched with you.
Yeah.
And I want to bring that spot back up because that's the same spot he did with Devon Dudley a couple of weeks ago at TNA.
Yeah.
And people online, you're idiots because there was a bunch of people that were saying...
Those people online too.
We are true. That were saying, oh, Jeff's washed. He missed Devon. He didn't even hit him when he went through the table.
That's
bro.
The whole point, man.
Because Devon's a 55-year-old man who's had back injuries and hasn't wrestled for like 10 years. You're not going to drop 100 kilos or 200 and whatever pounds of Jeff Hardy straight onto Devon because he'll kill the bloke. So what did Jeff do? He landed on the front table and took all the damage himself, and his legs hit Devon to push him through the table. Perfect spot. Yeah. Exactly how it should have been done. As safe as physically possible. Jeff knew exactly what he was doing, and he did the right thing.
Yeah.
This spot, same thing. The guy moved. Jeff went straight through the middle of those 2 tables. He knows how to do this spot.
Boom. Done.
It is wild that Jeff still does it at 50 years old. Yeah. The amount of Panadeine Fort and painkillers he must be on, I just don't understand. But looks cool.
Yeah. I was just like, wow, what the fuck? Oh my God, is he okay? He then got rolled into the ring. They got beat up a little more. Broken Matt Hardy got tied up in the Tree of Woe, and then he had to watch them put Jeff Hardy through a table, the 5th table of the match, with the Doomsday device and secure the tag team championships once again. 1, 2, 3. Dark State and New.
Yeah, I mean,
Dan was mad about it.
Fun couple of weeks for the Hardys on NXT.
17 days was their reign.
Yeah, but I also feel like you're not going to have the Hardys able to wrestle on both NXT and TNA and defend 2 sets of titles. They're too old, man. Fine, let them drop the titles again. They've had now their previous NXT tag team champions.
Yeah.
Go back to TNA and defend those titles if you need to. Like, it sucks, but I also I did not picture the Hardys every week on TV. Just wasn't going to happen.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Moving on to the main event, Trick versus Ricky Starks, and I think this was a pretty good match. A lot of back and forth. I feel like it was pretty evenly matched throughout the majority of the match. And then we moved towards the end, which is I unfortunately I'm on a somewhat tight schedule today. So I left just after this spot that I'm about to talk about, which I didn't know, you never know, was 60 seconds before the finish. So I could have just stayed a minute, saw the finish, boom, done. Trick Williams getting on top. He bookends Ricky Starks through the announce table on the outside.
But not from the table?
No, not on the table, but like just Yeah, which I thought was weird.
It didn't look as good as it thought.
Rolls him into the ring, hits him with the trick shot. I'm like, oh shit, he even tricked the title back. No. Ricky Starks kicks out of a bookend and a trick shot.
And Booker T did not like it. Oh my gosh. I can't stand Booker's commentary.
So over Booker's commentary.
Like I can watch.
It is
highlights.
unbearable.
I can watch highlights of NXT. I cannot sit there for 2 hours, or in this case, 3 and a bit hours, listening to him talk. I just can't do it.
It was rough. That would then lead to the finish, which was spinning elbow and then
two spears and a spinning DDT.
Yeah.
No Rochambeau.
What is the Rochambeau again? I've completely forgot.
It's a move.
Explain
I can't
the move
remember
to
the
me. You can't remember either.
Shut up.
The Santi was saying they've retired the Rochambeau?
Well, no, because he's used it before, but like he hasn't finished his last couple of matches with it.
You just try new things, you know. You got to change it up every now and then.
Because I'm pretty sure it's the hang on, I'm just gonna watch a quick cheeky little YouTube clip to find it. It's a power bomb. Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
So it's the power bomb up into the crucifix and then slamming him face first.
You get me?
It's I'm sure Trick's not too big. I'm sure he can still hit it on him. He's hit it on bigger dudes before.
I don't know, man. We watched AJ Styles almost
That's true.
not hit a Styles clash on Americano at the WWE Live Melbourne show.
Yeah, maybe it's like you just don't want to risk it.
Yeah, some things you just don't want to risk. That was Halloween Havoc.
Yeah.
Pretty good in a nutshell.
Exciting.
Help, I'm in a nutshell.
Can we, before we talk about SmackDown and wrap up on the rest of the new stuff, I just want to quickly touch on some AEW things.
Well, that was going to be my next topic.
Oh, good.
To hand over to Sir Daniel to talk about All Elite Mud Show.
Well, I didn't
AEM.
watch all of Dynamite this week. I did watch some highlights.
I was going to tell you to watch them because I was watching Halloween Havoc.
Yeah, well, I watched the main event, which was a really fun match between Okada and Bandito.
Heard very good things about it.
Bandito obviously was working playing one arm essentially, so he was trying to do the one armed 21 gun suplex
Salute.
or whatever he calls. No, it's a suplex, and then he's got that flipping suplex, which is his finisher. That's a sick move. It was a really, really good match between those two, and I love the fact that because it was for Okada's unified title, it's under the unified title rules, so there's no interruptions, no interference, anything like that. It just meant that the two of them just had a really fun match. It put Bandito over huge because there's a bunch of false finishes. He actually hit a Rainmaker on Okada, and Okada kicked out.
Well, you can't get a pinfall with your own finish.
Correct, and then Okada just hits one Rainmaker
and wins.
And you know what? I like that.
But that's his finisher.
When you protect a finisher like that, I think it makes sense. It's great. And you don't, kick out of spinning, jumping tombstone pile drivers and all that sort of dumb stuff. So that to me was a really fun main event. But what I do want to crap on a smidgen with AEW.
Oh, before crapping.
Okay.
You got to mention that Konosuke Takeshita came out with his IWGP Heavyweight Championship and kind of stared off Okada, right?
The important part to that was that the match finished.
Everyone was celebrating.
And the whole Don Callis family came out with the Don Callis music all together.
Yeah, except
And then Takeshita came out with his own music. And you're like, ooh. And yeah, he definitely does not like Okada. That's that 100%.
I'm calling it, man. I'm calling it. What? Takeshita versus Okada at Wrestle Kingdom. Because I know what we were discussing on the trip down to Melbourne, it being Goto.
Yeah.
Takeshita has confirmed Goto will get his match before Wrestle Kingdom.
Right. Do you know what I think is going to happen before that?
What? The turn?
No, the C2.
C2.
The tournament. So AEW always has that tournament at the end of the year, and the winning or the final match is normally at World's End.
Yeah. You reckon that's...
Okada on one side of the tournament, the greatest tournament wrestler in the world, undisputed. Takeshita on the other side.
Takeshita goes through undefeated.
They both go through.
Undefeated.
And that's your final. That is, to me... That is how you book it. Because you've got the blood feud where they want to get their hands on each other, but they can't.
They're in the same
different
faction.
sides of the bracket.
Yeah.
But then when they do get to the final, you've got the new up-and-coming New Japan Pro Wrestling Global IWGP champion Takeshita, who is, let's be fair, the face of Japanese wrestling moving forward, especially in America, against Okada, who has been that face for 15 years. That's the match we want.
Passing of the torch.
That is how.
Now that's a
build that
passing of the torch that we want, not a baseball bat to Darby Allin.
Correct. So that's how I think that happens, and that'll be really fun if that's the case. But also, I really want to see who's in the C2 this year because there's talk that maybe Swerve Strickland will be back before the end of the year, but I don't.
That would be good. I feel like that'll
be
be an injection into AEW that they need.
Yeah, my problem will be is if the C2 is Darby and Moxley and Kyle O'Reilly and Powerhouse Hobbs and a bunch of things, and then Takeshita and Okada, you're like, oh, we know what's happening.
Yeah.
But it's going to be Mark Briscoe. It's going to be Orange Cassidy, maybe. There's I don't know. I love when AEW does tournaments because it's just fun wrestling. Like it's really good wrestling matches.
It's good.
What I don't love AEW doing is putting John Moxley on TV after he's had an I Quit match. just get him off TV for a while.
We're all getting tired of John Moxley.
Did you? So the
he
match,
quit. He's supposed to be coming back to WWE. Didn't you know?
It's not quite what he means by quitting. The match with Kyle O'Reilly was fine. Like, it was good, right? They brought around. It was fine. There was nothing wrong with it. I did like the finish where he just punched the referee out.
Yeah, I did see a clip of that.
So he was not going to quit. He was not going to tap
in an
out.
ankle lock, and he was like climbing up on the ropes.
Yep. And a few different times it was like he should have given up. And Moxley, I get his character. He's like, I don't want to give up, and then he just punches the referee. DQ. Fine. He never tapped. I'm just sick of it right now. Like, stop running back Darby and Mox. Stop making them have these incredibly violent, brutal pay-per-view matches and then show up 3 days later and wrestle again. It takes away the premise of what that match is. If you have...
Look at what happened with Damian Priest.
Yeah, it was like 3 weeks.
2, if that. He had a week off SmackDown and then he came back on SmackDown, which we'll talk on shortly.
With his eye,
with his
red, with makeup.
I was expecting a little more than that. I was a little disappointed.
An eye patch, at least?
Something better than that.
But my issue with this is them not selling the consequences of their brutal matches. And AEW loves doing the blood feuds and the blood and guts and the I Quits and all those sort of crazy matches, which are fine. We've had our vent on them before. But then you can't have Darby and Mox show up 3 days later and just wrestle the match against Kyle O'Reilly on Dynamite. Like, why? Why? Surely that AEW roster is like 70 people. Surely somebody else can wrestle Kyle O'Reilly. Or
there's plenty of people.
Anyone else. MJF hasn't been on TV for a while. Give MJF the match instead. Give it to Claudio. Give it to Wheeler Yuta. I don't care.
Did you see Pac had a match on Collision today?
Yes.
Did you see how ripped that dude is? Holy crap, he's bulked up and trimmed down again.
He's weird with a haircut too. I
don't dig that haircut.
It doesn't vibe with me. Not like you can talk about haircuts, bro. But yes, AEW be better. Just do better.
Let's touch on SmackDown before we wrap things up today. Drew and Cody kicking off the show, having their barbs. Cody again cutting Drew off when he's getting to a very pivotal part of the conversation, a very important part of the conversation about Cody paying for his crimes. A lot of people are
corporate Cody
spreading their theories around that, and I'm as soon as I saw Jacob Fatu got taken out last week, it's Cody. It's Cody.
The black suit, it's Cody.
He wore a dark suit again on SmackDown this week. It's the small details.
It's that, and it's the impatience, like you said, to not let Drew finish and to jump him and attack him and stuff. It's like, that's not a very babyface way of doing it.
No. This would lead to Jimmy coming out and attacking Drew from behind. Jimmy would go to Nick Aldis and ask for a no DQ match, and they would get the main event slot no DQ, which Drew won pretty dominantly.
Yeah, I don't even remember that match. I watched it last night, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, it was...
All I remember is...
It was a no DQ match. I feel like no DQ matches go pretty similar in WWE lately. Drew and Cody would fight. Cody's helping Jimmy up.
That's the part I remember, because I remember the camera angle focusing on Jimmy and that in the corner, leaving one edge of the ring out of shot.
Yes,
conveniently. Drew's going to claymore him right from that spot, isn't he?
And that's what happened.
Oh, there it is.
And Cody's like making sure he's getting in his spot, looking.
Not selling it subtly at all.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on. You're a professional.
You're think
better than that.
Both of us agree we need to pull the trigger and give this title to Drew.
Yeah. Saturday night's main event. Drew is
also
walking out.
because, and we can talk about this in a minute, with the.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna do the
Well, we've only got
Saturday
10
nights.
minutes to go, so let's roll it in here.
Yeah.
I predict Drew will win, mostly because he needs to. Cody's better chasing, and maybe this is the catalyst that makes Cody turn proper heel. But also, with now Saturday night's main event not being an NBC TV special, it's on ESPN Plus, Super Ultra, whatever it is. It's now a pay-per-view sort of style thing again.
Yeah.
They need to make Saturday night's main event must watch
Yeah.
because for the last few, let's be fair, they've been house shows with title matches on it, right?
Yeah.
How do you do that? That's
what happens.
You have a title change. You have a big thing happen. And I don't see... Maybe I see Jade beating Tiffany. I don't know with the Punk Jay thing if that big angle of the Bronsons and stuff happens. If that does, cool.
I feel like that's going to be your main event angle, though.
Correct. And I think this is the opener. I think this is what starts the night off. And I think this is what gets people excited is that Drew wins the title.
Yeah. I like that theory as well. You mentioned Jade. Let's touch on that. Tiffany Stratton defeated Kiana James in pretty convincing fashion. Julia starts attacking Tiffany after the match, and we get the return of Jade Cargil, looking mighty
Storm-like.
and watching it after the fact, like she looks like a heel.
Oh,
With the black leather pants on, the harness over the pants, the tight white shirt with a pit bull with a giant spiked collar on it,
I saw...
the slicked hair as
I
well.
saw the spoiler before I'd seen the match. Unfortunately, I saw a picture of like Jade punching Tiffany. But like even taking that out of context, the second that she was in the ring and she picked the title up and gave it to Tiffany and was holding her hand up and just looking, I was like, she's turning on her. 100%. This is exactly
It was a
turn.
little awkward, and I was like, something's going on here. This doesn't feel
bang.
right. Yeah. Clothesline, beat down. And the camera angle that they had after Jade had beaten Tiffany down a bit and she kind of like stopped and then looked up and just that like slow up and like seeing the gash on her eyebrow and like that menacing look on her face. Amazing shot. Congratulations, WWE. You've done it again.
And like I'll give you the credit for this one because you think this is what's going to happen is it's now going to lead to Jade probably winning the title
Yeah, I feel like Jade wins it Saturday night's main event.
and then a returning Bianca Belair possibly goes back-to-back and wins back-to-back Chambers.
Yes.
And then faces Jade at WrestleMania. I
And
think
that is
that's
solely
the match.
because I want Liv to win the Rumble and get her flowers because she's always been the runner-up. She's always the runner-up.
I'm okay with Liv running up again and then winning the Chamber and facing whoever on the Raw side. But I think that, yeah, this is setting you up for a returning Bianca Belair.
Yep. Finally getting that. Because we got Naomi out for a while, which is mighty unfortunate.
She got big gymmed.
Get big Jim. What else from SmackDown?
I mean,
United
really
States
anything to talk about
Championship
is
match.
Ilya. So the handing of the torch and the way that they handed the torch over, I really liked this. Sami Zayn pulling him
Congratulations.
backstage and talking to him and saying, look, this title means more than us. This title, this was John Cena doing the US Open title challenge years ago. That's what I was paying homage to. That's why I did it. The fans want it. That's what it's for.
And now
you
it's
can
your
now do it.
responsibility.
Exactly. And Ilya was like,
He got so hyped up.
yes, let's go do it. Super keen to see Ilya have a bunch of banger matches because he's absolutely a wrestler who can do it.
This match with Aleister Black was amazing. Which we need to discuss their entrance because a lot of people are saying it's
Hello WWE. Yep, it's me carrying Cross, mate. Just a quick question: why are you using my entrance with Aleister Black? Yeah, I know he's got Zelina Vega now. I get it's his wife, but like Scarlett's my wife too, and like we had that entrance with like the smoke and
similar
the lights
dynamic,
and the camera was low and yeah, copyright infringement. No, you don't reckon? Oh, fair enough. I'll speak to my lawyers. Thanks.
as soon as I saw the different angle and Zelina kind of like crawled out, I was like, oh,
Real sus.
literally, I was just like, that's Carrion and Scarlett.
But the problem to me is that like Alistair's entrance,
It was all about the coffin coming up.
we're just sick.
And it looked great. Every time they had that camera angle and the coffin just whoop, and there he was.
But then
Amazing. But now,
Ooh.
now coming from that angle, I didn't even get to see him come up properly. And it doesn't have the same effect. Don't do it again. Plain and simple.
Sorry, I'm just a little astounded about how much you want to see Aleister Black come up, but fair enough.
Each their own, man. We'll talk about what I do in my personal time.
Yeah, look, no, no.
Your mate Damien
kink
Priest
shaming
came
here
back.
whatsoever. Don't care.
Your mate Damien Priest
I
came
don't
back at the
care.
end of the match to distract Aleister Black, who then got Moscow torpedoed by Ilya Dragunov, H-bomb 1, 2, 3. So we're going to run back Aleister versus Damien again.
Yeah, I don't
Hooray.
care about that at all.
No, I don't care. Yeah. But wrapping up our predictions for Saturday night's main event so far, because we've only had 3 matches announced. I'm sure something will come up on Raw and SmackDown before we get to Saturday night's main event.
Mm-hmm.
Drew dethroning Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
Winning the championship. Jade dethroning Tiffy, winning the championship. No contest for the World Heavyweight
I
Championship.
think that's the 3 I agree with.
Let us know whether you disagree or you have some other interesting theories.
I think
comments.
Other matches, I think maybe you possibly get your Kabuki Warriors, Alexa.
I feel like that would be the
Charlotte
smart
match.
one.
I think you have that on Raw, but
You have the face-off on Raw.
or you have a match on Raw and something goes wrong. Oh no, but didn't they Alexa?
But they called them out on Raw and they got brought up on SmackDown.
But they're going there on Raw, and
Yeah.
then Alexa also has a match with Nia on SmackDown next
Yes.
week. So maybe they don't have... Alexa doesn't wrestle 3 times in a week. So maybe that's not on Saturday night's main event.
No, I reckon they had the confrontation
On Raw?
on Raw and they cement it. But then Alexa has the match. Because then you've got an avenue where you can have that match end in like a no contest. Nia...
with the Kabuki Warriors.
And it can turn into a
yeah.
6-man tag. Where Nia goes with Kabuki and then someone can join Charlotte and
What is
Alexa.
that? This sets up the women's War Games match, doesn't it? Oh, it totally does.
You're welcome.
You got Nia.
That wasn't even intended.
No.
Wasn't even intended, but there we go.
Nia's in
There we go.
War
Oh,
Games
Nikki
again.
Bella can come out and help Charlotte and Alexa. She's floating
And
around doing nothing.
Stephanie Vaquer. And then who's the 5th?
Can't be real. It's
Io.
got to be Io. Yeah. She's got to do the trash can spot. That's it.
And then
That's the reason why
but
you put
then-
Io in the War Games match, for the trash can.
And then it's the Kabuki Warriors, Nia, and who?
Candice and Nia have a history, I guess. You can tie her in loosely. But I feel like you'd want bigger stars.
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
I was going to say scrap Io and put Tiffy in there and put Jade on the other side.
Nah, I don't think so. I think it's probably Becky.
Nah, don't care. Becky doesn't care about anyone else. Why would she be in a War Games match? Why would she care about anyone else's interests except keeping her championship?
That's fair. That's fair.
With the character she's got going on at the moment, that's her shtick.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But I think, this probably leads... If this leads to the War Games match, then maybe it's not a match at Saturday night's main event. But then what else? What are the other 2, maybe 3 matches? Do you have AJ and Dragon Lee defend?
Nah. Who? Judgment Day?
Well, I think it's got to be a Raw match, right? Because if you do it from SmackDown, it's the night before. There's no time to book anything. Unless you do Alistair and Damien again, which no one gets going to give 2 shits
Ilya
about.
Dragunov open challenge on Saturday night's
On a
main event
Saturday's
instead.
main event? Ooh,
Boom. Lock it in.
that'd be fun.
There we go.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
I feel like it's a good addition. Thank you for tuning in. We have been down under the mat, talking all things professional wrestling. This has been Mr. Dan Danielson. Thank you for your lovely garage. I've been Ready Roy Reece, and we will see you next time down under the mat. Too sweet. Don't forget to like and subscribe.